To be honest, I wasn't expecting some things to click this quickly. I thought it'll take us 3 months or so. Hi, my name is Ashok Kalagiri. I engaged with Wolf Mentoring about 2 months ago. They've gone above and beyond what they said that they would deliver, and I've landed a position as Senior Director, Infrastructure and Security. I would say the key here is I'm not alone. There's a team behind me. Aside from all the other benefits of the volume of applications or the analysis that gets done and really puts me on a pedestal, arms me with all the ammunition I need to be able to take the shots out from an interview standpoint, from an application, from a preparation standpoint. So that raised the level way more than what I could have done by itself. The way you are from the interview briefs that you do the company and the match, it actually exposes a lot of, it's a third party, somebody who doesn't know me, who is purely looking at it. This is what companies do, recruiting companies or actual companies do to match a fit. It's been a very enlightening and a fruitful experience. I would definitely recommend Wolf Mentoring to anybody considering a change in their career prospects and future development.
The following is a conversation with our client Ashok, who came to us after leaving his role at Symbiotech during a period of leadership churn and restructuring. Like many senior IT leaders, he wasn't struggling because he lacked experience. He had already led large-scale IT operations, worked in demanding 24/7 environments, and managed critical renewals. But despite actively applying for director and senior director level roles, the results for him were disappointing, because before coming to us, he had already submitted dozens of applications over a 6-week period and received only a handful of responses, but no interviews at all. Worse, he had no clarity on what was going on. Like many leadership candidates, he questioned whether his resume was getting filtered out by AI systems, whether he needed to tailor his resume for every role, or whether the hiring decisions at the senior leadership level were already happening through internal referrals before the job even got posted, right? He was also skeptical about whether cold outreaching to hiring managers would actually work at exec level, which is a very fair concern, by the way. But within 2 months of working with us through our process, he landed a senior director of IT role at a large distribution company based out of Pennsylvania, and he secured a 190K base offer, and he generated interviews at 8 additional companies for director and senior director level opportunities. So without further ado, let's crack right into it.
How did you find Wolf Mentoring? Was it something that just popped up on your screen, or like how did it happen?
Yes, it was. I think I am averse of Facebook, but somebody sent me a link in my high school WhatsApp group that we have, and it popped up Varun's comment, and I don't know of all. There are so many that come up. When you're scrolling through some of it. So I just happened to go through. I don't know whether it was Reels or Facebook. I don't know, one of those. So just going through that, and I happened to said, okay, let me listen. What is it that they can do? So I listened to that pitch. It didn't give me a sense of what all you do. In fact, in hindsight, it's been far more valuable from what I understood you were offering. So at that time, my understanding was that you have a method to find the hiring manager, and which is critical. Otherwise, you get filtered out even before. And so that's a value of sorts. And then you'll get some guidance on who the person is, do the legwork in some ways from fine-tuning LinkedIn and so on. So that was my expectations. And then I spoke with the current. So almost 2 or 3 times we spoke. So gradually, whatever he said kind of aligned with what I thought you did. And I thought about it and looked at the pricing, and I said, okay, let's take a shot.
With that as well, you mentioned one thing, that before joining the service, you were also applying to roles yourself. But that was just a simple process. You were just applying and just waiting if they would come back or not. But obviously using some channels of referrals if you were coming across any. So how would you say that this particular approach, because we are not following a traditional recruitment approach, like we are doing something different than that? Or if it's different, then how, like what is the main difference between the normal method that you were using and with what we are using? And if there was one specific thing that stood out or you felt that stood out?
I would say the key here is I'm not alone. There's a team behind me. Aside from all the other benefits of, the volume of applications and, the analysis that gets done and really puts me on a pedestal, arms me with all the ammunition I need to be able to take the shots out from an interview standpoint, from an application, from a preparation standpoint. So that raised the level way more than what I could have done by myself. So the biggest challenge, I think, is self-criticism and self-analysis is not easy. So when one thing I recognized going through this process is maybe I should take acting classes. Just for the sake of it, like a hobby. So you interview is a little, a short acting, like an audition. You have to come across in a certain way to be able to, because that's a short impression that they're trying to make of you. It's not really you. It's the image that they want to see in you so that that person fits the job, and then they are done. It's an interview process. It's a selection process, which is very different to actually. So can you do the job? Every actor, what they see, they have a vision. The actor can act in that, pull off the acting. But that the essence that person brings, does that fit that role? Whatever that director has in mind. So that's qualitative understanding. Okay, can this guy fit this role? And I think the Allen distribution, it's not the fit of can this guy do the job, but can this guy translate the vision that I have for the outcome of that movie? Can it generate the emotions that I want to show from the audience? So at the end of the day, in this company, will the people, can this, where I want to go take the company, this happens to be the CEO. So where I want to go, can this guy fit? So I think that their research into me doing the background search, I think that was valuable. So interviews are like that. You have to be able to take one step at a time and perform that audition to know what the company wants. And so in the case of that Bellevue saying, hey, it seems like you're part of the meeting. That comment couldn't be any better in an interview outcome, right? So that only came about because of that analysis that helped me understand what the company is looking for based on public information, right? And that takes a certain level of skill, which even if I had read the same content, public content was made available to, go whatever. I don't think I would have interpreted it in that sense to say, okay, this is what that's a different training. So 2 months, I'm a very changed person. That's why I think it's been very valuable in that respect. So yeah, keep up that. So whatever you're doing, it's not just about recruitment and hiring. It's about improving the candidate themselves. So that I could see what are I asked you about, are you guys looking to get into the area of like executive coaching? Because a lot of that stuff, it seems, I don't know who is doing this background work, but it seems they have a lot of industry experience. They can read, that's all they do, and they can recognize what from a company background. So that was a reveal for me, not what I expected when I first I told you earlier when I watched the video, talked to Karan, what my expectation was. So this was beyond that, which I think is why I'm saying, okay, this is real of value, not just so it was good. Definitely worthwhile.
Really appreciate your kind words, Ashok. And yes, the remarks like these only keep us motivated and keep going at it. Now let's come to the most important thing of the room, like your current role that was just landed. So how do you feel about that? How do you think that it's gonna help you? And what role exactly it is? What title? What's the function that you would be looking after?
So the position is Senior Director for Infrastructure and Security with Allen Distribution, mid-sized 3PL company that is growing, looking to establish, automation as, especially robotic-based automation with different tools that are coming into the market. So they are looking to expand to more states and more locations. There are maybe 6-7 states and 30 or so locations. And the expectation is to stabilize their IT environment so that they can grow.
Okay, Ashok, that was all. And it was really, really, really awesome working with you. And you were one of our ideal customers that we typically we don't label them, but yeah, if we had to, you were one of them.
Thank you so much, Naman.
Yeah. It was great speaking with you, Ashok. Have a nice day. Bye.
Likewise. Yeah. Bye.